Reporting live from the basement, I'm the Sweenz with my co-host Take Care, and this is the Keep It Basement YouTube channel /podcast. And tonight we are going to talk about the recent Drake vs. Meek Mill beef.
Oh my God. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yo, let me start from the beginning, yo.
Start it from the...
I'm going to start it from the bottom. Drake was born in Toronto, Canada. That's two way back?
Two-way back.
That's two way back. All right, so what we know and what has developed so far is that Meek Mill
Went on Twitter.
He got drunk or something. He's out of his
He was in his
mind.
feelings.
Yeah, he was.
I think people were on him that Drake took him in that the Rico feature.
Uh-huh.
And then he had something to say about that on Twitter. He was freaking out about it, saying that Drake didn't write his raps.
Right, along with the other
and had
things.
a ghostwriter and someone who's writing reference tracks.
Right, Quentin Miller, who we found out since then. And we talked about on our podcast. Fast forward, Drake responds to the allegations by dropping Charged Up.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so it's. I thought it was a pretty weak song.
Mm-hmm.
Right, he didn't really take any jabs. It was like, okay, I'm here. It's an acknowledgement track. Right, he's like, okay, Meek.
Still, Drake won nothing because he didn't tweet about it. He wrote and rapped about it.
Right, Meek is tweeting, and Drake says, I got bars for you.
The biggest contradiction in hip-hop right now, Drake, called the most sensitive rapper in the game, is the one who's doing the realest gangster shit. Because Meek Mill is supposed to be the gangster rapper, but he's on Twitter tweeting about it, and Drake is rapping about it.
And then, Drake doesn't stop there, though. Drake's a G, right? He drops another track, back to back. And
2-0.
That's the name of the song, back to back.
And this one was the one for the kill, I thought. This one was a lot better than Charged Up.
I thought it was the one for the kill for a variety of reasons. First, the title, again, back to back. He's dropping another, acknowledgement / diss track at Meek while he's still tweeting. Number two, if we took a look at the album cover, it's actually a picture of Joe Carter from the Toronto Blue Jays, and it's them winning the World Series in 1993 when the Toronto Blue Jays won the World Series back to back, right?
Against who?
The Philadelphia Phillies.
Got him.
How crazy is that? And they won that as a 4-2 series back in 1993. So that in itself is like a double entendre, and we're just at the picture of this thing. So Drake is thinking, right? Mm-hmm. And then Joe Carter goes on Twitter, and he's like, I've officially made it now. Thanks to my man Drake, I'm honored. # back to back. Drake also, between the period that he's, dropping records and Meek is, on Twitter still, Drake signs a Philadelphia local ARAB, right, to OVO.
Also, he's wearing a sweatshirt of Meek Mill's high school, but I don't know how recent that is or not, but it was on Twitter.
Right.
And what I think is the great part about it is because, I love radio, and I love when it intertwines together, obviously, which this beef is doing with Hot 97 and Power. Drake is really out here living his raps. He gave Charlemagne, the bottles that he rapped about in back-to-back.
Right. He did.
And Charlemagne posted it on social media, and I thought that was hilarious since how they had their troubles and beefs and, didn't like each other.
Yeah, and Drake actually wrote a note, let's be friends.
Aubrey Graham.
That.
And he's really out here living it.
So,
and that was one of the biggest Drake haters at one time, but Charlemagne confessed, he was honest. He said Drake was doing the right things this week, and he was his biggest fan.
Right.
Can't knock Drake about it.
Yeah, Charlemagne said it. When you're a rapper, you got to rap. It's not about who got the best tweets, who got the most followers. None of that matters. You're a rapper. You want to call out someone for not rap, you got to rap.
So we're up 2-0 right now.
That's it. So Drizzy's up 2-0.
If I'm keeping score here.
At this point, and everything's going on. We're waiting on Meek, right? Mm-hmm. At this point, it's like
he's on tour with Nicki Minaj. He's kissing her on stage.
Right. He went to Toronto. Nothing happened. He gets to the show late. You think he's gonna,
He had a little display of "fuck you" images and things of that nature, but nothing too crazy where he was beefing and
nothing crazy. He's
saying anything.
He's tweeting Z as he's sleeping. He's not showing Drake the respect that I think Drake has earned. Drake's up 2-0, right? We go 3 days. We don't hear nothing from Meek. 4 days. We still not hearing nothing from Meek. And Drake's out here, right? Drake's up 2-0. Everybody's buzzing. I'm buzzing. I'm waking up. The first thing I look for is did Meek drop something overnight?
Now it happens. Funk Flex, Hot 97.
Yeah.
Reference tracks, Quentin Miller.
Right.
3 out.
So
makes Drake look bad.
Well,
majority of the mixtape and album he did could have been written and referenced by Quentin Miller.
Well, before you get into that, Meek was supposed to show up at Hot 97 earlier this week, right?
Yes.
And he didn't. I don't know who pulled the plug on that. I don't know if Flex didn't have all his ducks in a row. I don't know if there was a misunderstanding, but it didn't happen.
Meek had to get that Undertaker bell.
Right. So, if you don't know what we're talking about, tonight, on Thursday, July 30th, right, about, let's say, 10 o'clock, right?
10, 11, give or take.
Funkmaster Flex from Hot 97 drops the clue bomb, and we got it. I Want to Know comes out by Meek Mill. This is his version, his response track to everything. Drake's up 2-0. Meek puts out a song. And I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel that either A, Meek should have waited another 5 days.
Who peed on Drake or Safari? Another thing, when you're rapping to a population of young kids and people of that nature, the industry people are such a small percentage,
Right.
that you're rapping to the outer circle and the outer population, everyone. I mean, Time Magazine is talking about this.
CNN is reporting
all
about
these
this.
people.
Business
so
Insider.
when you're writing a diss record and you're doing inside jokes and industry references,
It's not
no
gonna
one
work.
gives a fuck.
It is not working. That's not
No
how you
one
attack.
cares.
That's not how you attack the number one guy in the game right now with some behind the scenes shit that no one knows about.
Yeah, and the best part of the song was the Undertaker drop.
Right. The first thing you hear is the Undertaker gong,
Wrestling
right?
legend.
Which was also sampled in the song. I don't think that worked as much as it did when you just first hear it. But that's another thing. It just takes away from the song. And then Meek gets into a train wreck of a song. I mean,
What is going on?
it sounds like
Diddy,
a mishmash.
Swiss.
You got Swiss, I think. You got Diddy, I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Quentin Miller running through the six with his woes.
You got Quentin Miller in there, which is pretty cool. He did a lot with it. I think he did too much with it.
He wasn't rapping. He was talking. He was screaming and
He was
arguing.
screaming and mumbling at the same time.
It was like his tweets he was going to tweet, but instead he put in a rap song.
That's a fair point. And no, it's a fair. He should have just kept tweeting them.
It was like a Twitter rant on a song.
It didn't work.
And Drake's a sly motherfucker because on the last record, Back to Back, which I did enjoy, it was kind of like a beat you could nod to,
Right.
and you could play like anywhere really, and females could get it with it.
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
females could get dressed with it.
You know what I'm
You could
saying?
play it in the club, I guess, at like 10 o'clock.
Nicki should have proofread this song before Meek Mill put it out.
See, there's memes going around that Nicki
What are some
apparently.
funny ones that you saw so far?
It was like
Undertaker pissed about the song.
Undertaker. Yeah, you got Undertaker. He's like, "What the fuck? Why are you using my shit?" We got Nicki saying, "Why didn't you use the rap I wrote for you on the paper?"
You got Safari out here in these streets.
Safari still twerking.
You got the station rivalry, Charlamagne and Funk Flex.
Didn't you-
You got everyone wild up.
You got Funk Flex is wild up over the weakest diss track I've ever heard.
But at least he came back. I mean, he was looking real bad out here, you know.
What, for Flex or
Yeah,
for Meek?
Flex.
Or
It was actually Meek's fault, but Flex, the way he hyped it up and everything of that nature.
you're gonna
But he
take
came
it
back.
out.
He came back strong, Flex. I'll give him credit.
Yeah, and I think
I'll give him a win.
You raised an interesting point while we were listening to the song for an hour that Flex was playing it. Thank you, Flex. You said that this kind of turned into like a Hot 97 and Power 105.
To local Mecca, New York City radio stations
Right.
in the urban community.
And Drake taking one
Drake's
side.
on Power, Meek's on
Meek's
Hot.
on the other side.
And it's so interesting.
And I didn't even think of it like that, but I'm
is.
glad you raised that point because you have Drake sending Charlamagne the bottles to a supposed enemy.
And
which
you know
is
why?
weird.
It's interesting because he said Drake was real and did all that, did the right things in the rap battle and didn't tweet. And also keep in mind, a day before, Charlamagne made Flex the Donkey of the Day, and Flex was the one putting out the reference tracks of Quentin Miller and taking shots at Drake and OVO, and he was kind of leaning to Meek's side.
Right.
So you see Drake, it's like the art of war. He went on Power side
course.
with Charlamagne, even though he had
though
prior
history shows that
history and didn't want to go for an interviews there.
Right.
But now he knows Charlamagne's honest. He's honest as well, and he took that side, it seems,
it's crazy.
so far.
So, I mean, where it stands right now, if we're still keeping score, I say it's Drake 3-0. I'm sorry.
And Meek might have more fire.
Apparently Meek might have more fire. So
I don't want to call it fire because his past the record wasn't fire.
he might have some more fire extinguisher. Yeah. So keep it locked here. Keep it basement. We are uncovering this as it happens.
Live from the basement
Live
studio.
from the basement.
Basement Productions. Keep It Basement Radio podcast / YouTube channel. I'm the Sweenz, and that is...
That's over. I'm Tay the Boy. We out.
Peace.